shit! This one is definitely gonna ruffle a few feathers. But it's a video that I've been meaning to do for a while. Clean versus dirty eating. And if you are tuning into this video, then you are likely coming from my latest Instagram post where I compared the calories from a bagel to a donut. So, let's discuss. So, if you are on a diet and you want to lose weight, which one is better for you? 250 calories from a donut or 250 calories from a bagel? Surely it's the bagel, Scott. I mean, it's clean, bro. The answer? Either. It really does not f***ing matter what 250 calories you pick. As long as you eat 250 calories, it doesn't matter. And here's why. As you can see, we have the pyramid of importance when it comes to nutrition, okay? On the bottom, we have calories. Then, going up, we have macronutrients and fiber. Then, following that, is micronutrients and water intake. Then, meal timing and meal frequency. And at the very top is supplements, okay? Okay, bro, but what does that mean for me? This means that the main, most important driver for body compositional changes is your tier 1 calories. And that anything else above that is f***ing irrelevant. As long as you hit your calories according to your goal, you will be able to manipulate your body composition accordingly. So, if you have gone back to my very first video on how to calculate your calories and calculated that you need 2,500 calories to maintain your weight, then you can literally eat whatever the
Eat whatever the fuck you want to eat.
you want to make up those 2,500 calories and you will still maintain your weight. Food quality does not matter in terms of body composition. So let's say one day you accumulate 2,000 calories at 8 o'clock, okay? You know that you need 2,500 calories to maintain your weight. But you're faced with the scenario of having a bagel or a donut. It really doesn't matter because 250 calories from a bagel or a donut will still leave you at 2,250 calories for the day, which is a 250 calorie deficit. So you're actually gonna lose weight. What? By having the donuts because you will be eating in a deficit. And you could actually have this as well as your donut. Fuck, that hurt. To get to your 2,500 calories and you'll still maintain your weight. You're not gonna gain anything. If there's no energy to be stored, how the fuck is it gonna be stored? Regardless of which one you choose. Just like a bank account. If you have $100 in your bank and you want to buy a t-shirt that costs $200, you can't because it's not there. But the same goes for your body. No matter how much insulin, how much sugar, how much fat you have, if the energy surplus is not there, it cannot physically store it. It can't do it. I just can't do it, Captain.
I just can't do it, Captain. I don't have the power.
So just pick whichever one you want most and make sure calories that tier 1 are kept in check. And if you are still at maintenance, you'll maintain your weight. And if you're in a deficit, you'll lose your weight, regardless of having this dirty food. For this example, the donut might actually be a better choice because think about it. Who the hell just eats a plain bagel on their own?
I'm Mr. Lonely. I have nobody.
Nobody. Most likely, you're gonna add something to it, like some jam, some peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly, some cheese, an egg, or something like that, but you are adding calories. And if you know that you maintain at 2,500 calories, adding any more to this 250 might actually push you past that 2,500 calories into a surplus, and you might start gaining weight by eating the cleaner food. It's still clean though. Now, that is in terms of body composition. This whole time you've been watching the video, we have been referring to body composition. Gaining weight, gaining fat, losing weight, losing fat. But what about overall health? Oh, this is where it gets un poquito difícil. Ay, 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 caramba, caramba. That's a little bit tricky in Spanish if you didn't know. So let's go back to that pyramid of priorities when it comes to nutrition. We know that calories are the main driver behind body compositional changes. But what else do we see? We see macros and fiber and micronutrients are still important. So you would be 100% correct in saying that the donut is a far worse choice than the bagel when it comes to overall health. This is higher in sugar, higher in fat, lower in protein, lower in fiber. This is higher in protein and higher in fiber. So in terms of overall health, this one is far better than this one. But does this mean that we have to eliminate this bad boy and make it out of balance for the rest of our lives? No, and this is why we need to put context on things, guys. Context, donut. So let's take two people as an example. Joe and Bob. Joe has accumulated 3 to 4 nutrient-dense meals throughout the day. He's hit his fiber. He's at like 50 grams of fiber. Comes to the end of the day with 250 calories to spare. Is really full. What's he gonna choose? Well, for him, the donut might actually be a better option because he's already hit all his fiber. That any more fiber is only gonna lead to discomfort, and he's already full at the end of the day. So having something that's gonna fill him up even more is going to lead to more gastric discomfort. So the donut is for you, Joe. Now, Bob, on the other hand, has eaten like a pig all day, nothing but junk food. He comes to the end of the day with that same 250 calories to spare, but he's only accumulated 5 grams of fiber and is super hungry because all he's eating is Twinkies all day. Well, this is going to be a better option because it's higher in fiber, so it's going to help you hit your fiber goal, but it's also going to satiate you more and fill you up, so it's going to stop you from overeating later on in the day. Overall, a better choice. So this one's for you, Bob. You see, when it comes to nutrition, we can't just be looking black or white. There are so many variables to comprehend, okay? And instead of looking at foods and labeling them as dirty or clean in isolation, we need to instead be looking at the context of these foods within a diet as a whole. Oh, holy night, the stars are fully shining. Before we can then label them clean or dirty. Approaches to diet and nutrition are getting way out of hand to the extent that now within the Fit Fam, you are literally either a member of the pro if it fits your macros, anti-clean eating group, where you try to fill in every single calorie you can with Twinkies, or you are the pro-clean eater, anti-if it fits your macro group, where you are bashing on the if it fits your macros and eating chicken and broccoli out of a Tupperware all day. Yes, plain broccoli. Both are two ends of the extreme and do not need to be done to see results, guys. I will always be an advocate of flexible dieting, but I don't mean being a potato. Did someone say potato? Oh, I'm trying to fill in all your calories from Twinkies. If you look at the majority of people out there who are promoting flexible dieting, Lane Norton, Alan Aragon, Brad Schoenfeld, Lyle McDonald, you will soon see that though they promote flexible dieting, the majority of their diet is still comprised of whole nutrient-dense foods, and that they still just allow that little 20% buffer of total calories from junk food. And if you don't believe it from me, then just listen to Alan Aragon himself, someone who has a master's and a bachelor's in science of nutrition. Speak some truth. Cue the video.
So, what happened from that point is something that never should have happened. And that was taking the IIFYM acronym and turning it into some sort of name of a diet. And worse than that, turning it into the name of a pro-junk food diet. That was never the intention of the acronym. And so the idea that IIFYM means if it fits your macros, eat whatever junk or however much junk you want, that's just completely false. The smart IIFYM folks are separated from, we'll call it the bro crowd, because they don't believe in a short list of magic foods that you can only eat and avoid everything else in order to achieve your physique goals. And that's really, what characterizes the smart IIFYM guys. Now, there may be some dumb IIFYM type folks who promote the idea that food choices don't matter or diet quality doesn't matter as long as you hit your macro targets. But I don't personally know any of them, but it is possible that maybe some folks actually took the IIFYM thing literally, along with eat whatever you want if it fits your macros, and then from that point promoted this false idea that that's okay. And it's obviously not okay to have a predominantly junk diet as long as it fits your macros, especially if you're concerned with long-term health. And it is possible to hit body composition goals to a degree with, let's say a diet that's composed largely of refined type of foods or junk type of foods. As long as the macro targets are solid, yeah, you can still make fat loss progress. But once again, it's a long-term health issue that would come into conflict with the idea that you can eat whatever you want as long as you hit your macros. But then the other thing that needs to be considered too is that it is actually difficult for most people to hit the pre-contest bodybuilding macros by eating just a whole bunch of junk, because then you're going to have refined carbohydrate and mixtures of fat and carbohydrate predominating the mix, and then you won't necessarily be able to nail proper macros for that. So in essence, getting your macros straight in the first place sort of self-regulates how much junk can really come into the diet.
You see, being an extremist is not a solution for long-term progress. If you constantly restrict dirty foods and only eat clean, you are only creating a horrible relationship with food, creating eating disorders and possible binges. Similarly, if you only eat dirty food, you are severely impacting your health. So instead, why not just try find a happy balance between the two camps? Woo! Have 80% of your diet still coming from nutrient-dense foods, high-fiber carbohydrates, lean proteins, healthy fats, but also have that 20% of overall calories going towards the foods that you like, so you stay mentally stable, have a good relationship with food, don't eliminate any food and create binges. That is not realistic, not sustainable, and not enjoyable. Yeah! So, that is the end of the video, and as always, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, and comment down below what you think. This is going to be a highly disliked video with all the haters out there, but who cares? Haters gonna hate, potatoes gonna potato. Potato! See you later! Oh man.